If you're confused about sugars, and I'm not surprised, it's almost a case of join the club, because even I get confused sometimes, and I'm a nutritionist. So what is the story? Well, the deal is that the recent recommendations are we have just 5% of our total calories coming as free sugars. So for an average adult, that's about 7 4-gram teaspoons or 7 cubes of sugar a day maximum of free sugars. So the first question is, well, what is a free sugar? Free sugars are anything, whether it's white sugar, brown sugar, whether it's honey, agave nectar, any syrups, they all count as free sugars. What doesn't count is the lactose in milk, so for example if you have a glass of milk or a plain yoghurt, that doesn't count. And the sugars in whole fruit don't count. Everything else does. So let's have a look at some examples. Here we have a fruit juice, which is a bottle of fruit juice. It's 250 mils, and that has approximately 5 teaspoons of what we call free sugars. The sugar in the orange does not count. When it comes to tomato-based pasta sauces, or pasta sauces in general, do check the label, because one of these sort of sauces does contain added sugar, whereas if you make your own from fresh tomatoes or from canned tomatoes, whole tomatoes, they don't count. And again, something like tomato soup. This kind of tomato soup can have up to 4 to 5 teaspoons of free sugars, whereas if you make your own, for example, we've got a great recipe using whole tomatoes in the magazine, then that doesn't count. What about things like sushi? Well, this one surprised me. This little pack of sushi has, 3 teaspoons of free sugars, because they actually add sugar to the sushi rice, whereas if you have just normal tuna sandwich, that would have under half a teaspoon of sugar. So there's a big difference there. Here's one that might surprise you. It certainly did me when I took a closer look. Croissants. Now, no one's saying go out and chomp your way through loads of croissants. Clearly they have calories and fat in them, but a normal sized croissant, I'm taking that bit out because it's a monster sized croissant. A normal sized croissant would be about this size. That would have 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 sugar cube, whereas this flapjack, which isn't exactly huge, has 4 teaspoons of added sugar. Big difference there. And then what about things like honey? Well, obviously we're not saying have no sugar at all. If you're using a lot of sugars in baking or in teas and coffees and things, then do consider switching to an artificial sweetener. You could have the little tablety things or the granulated versions, and there are baking mixes which you can use to use in cakes and biscuits and things like that that will cut the sugar down. Things like yogurts, well, in plain yogurt it does contain lactose, so on the packaging, on the labelling, you will actually see that something like this has, here we are, 4 grams of sugars per 100 grams, but that does come from the lactose. It's the ones that are fruit yogurts with added sugar that you need to be really careful about, and why not just have a plain yogurt that you add your own chopped fruit to. Now, to get a little bit more sugar savvy, you can check out our guide to hidden sugars here, which is on the website, and also you can download the Sugar Smart app, which is from Change for Life. It's a great way of monitoring your sugar intake throughout the day.